What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people who wake up and gotta handle business every day, whether going to work, taking their kids to school, I'm sure we can all agree it's nothing like having your own car. Of course, we have convenient options like Uber, Lyft, even a bus or train, depending on where you live at in the world. But when you are in your own vehicle, on your own time, it's no greater feeling. We learn as we start to drive early on that it's a privilege. Follow the rules of the road, drive like you have some sense, follow the speed limit, things to keep you and others safe. As you become a better driver, you even learn shortcuts, ways to maneuver through your city, to avoid traffic, even thinking for others. Because whether not paying attention or just not good drivers, not everybody on the road cares if you make it home safely or not. So you have to navigate through that yourself. You also have the road rage drivers. I'm sure we have all been in a situation where you were driving somewhere and you hear the person behind you beeping and going off because they are in a rush or feel like you should jump out there while traffic is moving and mess your car up. Most of the time, you can ignore that. Chuck it up to them having a bad day or having somewhere important to be. Besides, you are in the safety of your own vehicle, right? The only thing that you should be worried about is having an accident. But that's wrong and not always the case. Some people, no matter if they are grocery shopping, walking, or even in their own car, they are always waiting on the opportunity to prove something. Even though we know nobody is perfect and mistakes happen. You might shoulder bump an individual in public on accident or make a mistake and cut somebody off in traffic, but depending on how that person reacts, things can quickly take a turn for the worse. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Houston, Texas, to discuss the case of a bad case of road rage that took a fatal turn. Back in 2022, 58-year-old Reverend Dr. Ronald Mouton was a pillar to his community. He was the pastor of East Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in Houston, where he had been the leader of the church for over 32 years. Pastor Ronald and his congregation were said to be a blessing to the community, passing out clothes to people in need, food, and trying to uplift the people all together. He was also a family man, being with his wife for over 38 years. He was a father of 4 and a grandfather to 10 grandkids. Also, he was a twin brother. Pastor Ronald and his brother were very close. Roland, his twin, was also a pastor of a church in Louisiana. It seemed the pastor was all set in life to spread the word, help the people, spend time with his family, and live life. But in June 2022, things would take a tragic turn. While out driving one day on the Gulf Freeway in Houston, something happened in traffic to bring the pastor face to face with another person at a red light. Words were exchanged between the two, and when the light turned green, the other driver reached out the window, letting off shots at Pastor Ronald. The other driver drove off. As Ronald attempted to also get out the situation, he would lose control of his vehicle and crash. Witnesses who saw the whole incident called police, who responded to the scene to find the pastor suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest, and unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. They told police a man and the pastor had a few words at the light before the man then shot him, and what they determined was a fit of road rage. As the pastor's family and church received the news, they were devastated. His twin brother spoke out, calling for justice, stating Ronald was a man of peace and didn't deserve that. Now his wife, kids, and grandkids had to deal with the pain of losing him all over an angry driver. Members of the congregation were also hurt, and many went back to the crime scene to put up pictures of the pastor as a memorial. One witness to the incident was able to take a picture of the vehicle and get a partial tag number A cash reward was being offered for any information leading to an arrest. While Pastor Ronald's family and community were left to grieve, police got a hit on the vehicle with tag reader technology that caught the same vehicle in other parts of the city. They realized it belonged to a 23-year-old man named Deshaun Longmire. As police dug deeper, they also found the young man was an Uber driver, and the vehicle they was looking for was used for work. They went to talk to Deshaun, and he denied being anywhere near the freeway, let alone shooting somebody, leading the police reaching out to Uber. They told a different story, that the young man was in fact logged into the app that day, and his location was in the same place the pastor was shot at. With that information, Deshaun was picked up and taken into custody, charged with the slaying of the pastor. His family and congregation were happy and felt like justice would be served, until Deshaun was given a $500,000 bail, in which the young man was able to post and bail out while awaiting trial. This frustrated Pastor Ronald's peoples, as they felt he was accused of taking a life and shouldn't be walking free. Time would go by, more than 2 years, and by 2024, Ronald's family were fed up with the justice system, which at the time, the city of Houston had so many pending cases, the courts were overwhelmed and backed up. Rowland spoke out on how the prolonged call for justice affected him with the loss of his twin brother, the family, and also the community, knowing Deshaun was walking free, able to enjoy holidays and birthdays with his family. He also pointed out Deshaun was picked up for violating curfew, but he was still released and able to remain on bail. The court pushed the trial date back all the way till April of this year, and as of now, Deshaun is still innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Pastor Ronald. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. The way he lost his life after serving the community all those years, just by driving and by the hands of somebody who had road rage, is tough. But unfortunately, that's how life plays out sometimes. You can be on your square, doing everything right, and one run in with somebody that can't control their temper or emotions can end all that. If Deshaun was the one who allegedly shot the pastor, it's no way possible bro thought he was going to get away with that. Working for Uber, you are literally driving with your phone, a tracking device, logging your every move. But I'm going to leave this one open. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about the situation in the comments. And have you yourself ever been in a road rage situation where you thought you would either have to defend yourself or things would get out of hand? Let me know your experiences. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Pastor Ronald. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't going to talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.